Some interesting video that is, right? Moving on, entertainment news is shining its spotlight on Nigerian-born American opera music sensation Abiodun Koya. She said some really interesting things, so you need to watch this.
Each heart in heaven. It's not every time you meet an African singer plying in the opera lane. However, Nigerian-born American-based Abiodun Koya has been able to break into the genre mainstream with her cold soprano pitch. Thy kingdom come.
I don't like just this thought that, oh, this is not a common genre, this is not, commonly done in this area, that area. Doesn't mean that, it's music. Music is a spirit, it would get you. Do you get what I'm saying? Music has its way of, entering into people and making them feel better. So music is a universal language. It doesn't care where it lands. It's like a plane. It can land on the sea and not drown.
Born into a music-loving family, Abiodun subconsciously adopted classical music from childhood.
I grew up listening to that when my dad came back from abroad, and he brought a lot of those, records back home. And so a year or two before I was born, he was always playing it. My dad is a music lover, and so I was born into it, and I just picked it. I loved it.
Yeah. Her music is characterized with a blend of different languages and experimental sounds, which eventually came for her a specific niche.
I like to think that I am a music scientist. I'm the curious type that likes to see, what if I put this and that together, what would come out of it, how would it look? So that's how it is with my music generally. And I think there's no artist, there's no one that I cannot collaborate with. People say, oh, you're an opera singer, classical genre, it's going to be different. You can't do something with this person, you can't do. I don't believe so. I believe anything is possible. With the right producer, with the right idea, and the right creative process, you can get something fabulous. It's actually, an old Yoruba worship song, so to speak, and I just infused techno trance music with it. I worked with a producer in the United Kingdom to get that track, so taking something that's ancient and in my language with European custom or culture, to get something awesome.
Abby, as she's fondly called, has sang for presidents, senators, ambassadors, governors, less privileged children, and Congress members in the United States of America. But like many other top celebrities, she has her own humble beginning.
I think it started when I was still in the college and the university back in the U.S. My final year, actually my third year, my president, we call it vice chancellor here, my school vice chancellor heard about me. There's this international student that can sing, blah, blah, blah. And so we met, and I also met his wife, and they said, okay, whenever the school is having like fundraisers or galas or any kind of event, would have you sing, So from there, they started having me to sing here and there, and then they would, pay me as well. So it was good, and I was still studying, but it wasn't a big deal thing because I really was like strictly a student. But when I graduated, he invited me to sing at the matriculation ceremony, which was big, and that was like my first biggest crowd ever. It really was awesome. So that's how I got the exposure.
Give us this day.
All of a sudden, I fell sick that morning on my graduation. So I mean, but it was really awesome. It was amazing. It was a blessing, for me to be wearing my gown and be on stage singing. And the thing was, like, most of my classmates didn't know that I could sing. So when they saw me getting up from my seat, going on stage, they were like, where is she going to? And I got there, opened my mother like, I knew there was something, because I dressed differently. I had my own style. I've always had that. They're like, eh. So I was very secretive about it. I was just going, just doing stuff. So from there I started having people approach me, this, that, and that, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, and just, and then I was able to sing for U.S. Congress members, senators, and, President Bush, President Obama. So it's just, and I'm very tenacious. I'm very passionate about my music and very hardworking. I've walked. If I tell you the road hasn't been smooth, but if I tell you what I've gone through, is like sometimes I feel like what I've gone through in my life. I'm a young lady, by the way. You know, right?
No, of course it's.
You know.
It's obvious.
You know. So like in my short, number of years, I feel like what I've gone through should have been given to like 4 different people that they should go through in their lifetime. Seriously, it's been overwhelming. It's been very tough.
And with a bachelor's degree in business management, Abby pays deft attention to the business side of her career. She believes marrying creativity with business in the right proportion is the way to succeed as an artist.
What you eat, you are who you eat. So pretty much I'm just trying to say is that you start off by your teams. Who are the kind of people that you have surrounding you? I'm the kind of person, like, I'm very selective. I pick who I want to be in my team. I see qualities in people, in different people. I'm like, oh, I need that quality in this person. I don't necessarily have it, or maybe I have it, it's not in abundance. And so I ask the person to join my team. And so we form, it's like a piece of puzzle. And at the end of the day, we form a beautiful house or mansion, or whatever picture puzzles would form. So I think they have to be strategic in who they pick to be their manager, and what it's just not about, Ahmed has been my childhood friend, now I'm good. I can't, I have to pick it. No, Ahmed may not be good for that managerial position, but he may be good in other aspects. Maybe just to go on tour with you, or organizing, your transportation, this, that, and that. You know what I'm saying? So, just study Ahmed and then see where to place Ahmed.
A dynamic individual with a book of poems to her name, Koya's strength lies in her time management and randomness.
Let your will come upon me.
I collect songs from all over the world. All over the world. Even a Senegalese forest singer, I have his album. So, Asian artists, so I have, so I get my inspiration from different songs, different artists, and even for myself, I get inspired daily. So it's a beautiful thing. I hear music in my dreams, in my sleep. So, yeah. I know one thing about me is I know how to manage time. I know how to manage time. I just, I just don't wake up and just not have anything to do. I plan ahead. So it doesn't. I have my social life. I have my spiritual life. I have my music life. I have my family life. I have my business life. So everything is,
Her book, The Moods of a Princess, is a collection of emotional stories.
But it's the poems about love, about heartbreaks and life, just stuff generally, but mostly about love.
Are you a random person?
Just pretty much inspire people and share some of my stuff. You know, it's gone to a lot of hands really, and just for people to be able to at least, it's kind of like a way of inviting people into my world. You know, so yeah, and some people have come to me and said, you know what, I didn't know poetry could be this good to read and smooth and just, you know, in simple words to read. I mean, I picked up this book and I didn't even just want to drop it.
At present, Koya is focusing on growing her career as an opera singer, promote her poems, possibly enroll into the American military services, and also establish her artistic side in her home country, Nigeria. Quite a handful of dreams, you may say, but if what she has already done is an indication of what she can do, then we wouldn't put this past her. No wonder she describes herself as Koya, the lady that wears many hats.